channel. I thought I would pop on and show you the two planners that I actually did get. I did add these two to my rotation. I am going to go back and revisit all the planners that I have purchased for 2024 and see how I am going to incorporate them. But I really did want to share this. I actually just got this, I want to say last week or maybe earlier this week. It is the Papertess designs. I have been using the Papertess designs weeks and the B6 all of this year, all of 2023. And when she released them, I really had to get them. This is the 2024. The reason why I had to get them, let me just justify this. The reason I had to get them is because I really love her planners, and I also love the quality of her planners, and I also loved the layout of her planners. Tess did film a YouTube video of, you know, she goes more in depth of like the structure and the layout and all the good stuff, but I can only share with you my experience with this planner. So as some of you guys know, I've been using this pretty much most of this year. I did go off it every now and then, but I always kind of go back to this planner. So I just absolutely love it, and I wanted to share the difference between the 2023 and the 2024. So let's get into it. So this is the weeks planner, and I also got the B6. So this is the weeks, and this is rose gold, and I believe this color is sand. I also love the cover most, because I find it goes into like my BDS covers perfectly. It's just nice and smooth. And this is sand, so it's like a faux leather, and then you can't really see it from the side, but this used to have it's used to say, oh, not this one, but the B6 would say like chapter 24. So this one is your 2024 weekly notebook, and you have a blank page, you have your calendars, and you have like a big space here that you can probably write important dates. I use this to track my business this year, so this is probably going to be a tracker for me, and you could actually write your tracker this way. So if you want to track the amount of time that you post on YouTube, or if you want to use this as a social calendar, you can do it that way. You have the full year, and I just love this monthly. So this is the monthly. Let me see if it's any different from the previous year. Don't think this one has huge changes, except for maybe the font is a little different, but other than that, the monthly on the weeks is pretty much the same as last year. So you have your monthlies, and then you have your weeklies. So you guys know I absolutely love this layout. This one doesn't have time, so you can actually add your time. So last year, I believe it has like 6 till, I want to say 6 to 10. No, sorry, 7 to 10. So if you're an early morning person, you can do 5, and you can just add your numbers to, you know, that suits your agenda, which is great for me. And this one doesn't have, so this is like a running grid list versus it used to be cut off by each day, and it's pretty cool. Like I said, I just love this planner, so it's always a backup, and I did get this, and there's also an undated version, so I use that as a backup just in case I need it for emergencies. And then here's the B6. Again, I got it in sand. I figured sand was really good for me because I have very neutral planner covers. Her other color is sage, and sage is just as gorgeous, but I just decided I'm going to do sand because I always have the undyed covers, so that worked out perfectly for me. Now, I don't know if this is going to stay in rotation. If you remember one of my previous videos, I did buy the Take a Note B6. I'm a little confused with the layout, so maybe that is going to kind of, you know, be put in the back end a little bit. and then probably bring this back out. But I, at the moment, have no purpose for this B6. I just got it because I wanted it, and I know it has worked really well for me this year, just in case as January, February comes by and some of the A5 that I decided to use was either too big or the structure was just not working out for me. So again, you have your overviews, you have this, I guess they call them a perpetual calendar. You can use this as a tracker if you wish. And the monthly pages here is a little different than the previous year. So instead of this being over here, you actually have it here on the left side, which is kind of nice. And what I did like about this is that I actually love my monthly and then my weekly and then my monthly and my weekly, not all the monthly up the front. So this is what this looks like. So this was here. This is 23. So this has less writing space though. But the calendar itself is bigger, which is good for me at least. And then you break out into 2 empty pages, and then you have, oh, she changed this? No, she didn't. That was just December, sorry. So there's January, and then you break into your week. I love January and all of January together and all of February together. So you have your month, and then you have your week, and then you could do, this could be a daily page if you're a daily person. I am not, so I sometimes use these as notes pages. If you like to write a lot, if you journal a lot, I actually just use these as notes pages. So this would be day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you're a daily planner or a daily journaler, I just use the weekly, and I use this as a running to-do list. This is usually what I've done this year is actually my notes pages for the week, things that I want to get accomplished. And these I've used for the shop. I would swatch washi tapes, write down notes, things that I had to get accomplished for that previous, like little things that I have to jot down. So I just use them mostly as notes pages. And if I do decide to use this for my business, then I would most likely use them the same way as I did previously. So you have your week and then some blank pages, and then the back there's some blank pages as well, and this goes all the way to December 2024, and you have January monthly, and then some grid pages. I just love this planner so much. Like, it is probably my favorite one this year. I also did get the sterling ink. Let me pull that and I will show you what I am keeping and what I am not keeping. But these two are definitely going to be somehow in my rotation. I probably will switch between this week's and the Hobonichi weeks, because when I didn't use the Hobonichi weeks much this year, I really do miss the paper. But I also love the fact that it is so thin that it's really portable. So we shall see what's gonna happen. So I'll be right back. Let me go get my sterling ink. So I wasn't kidding when I said I am a little confused as to what I am going to use this year, but when this came in, I did do this pre-order back in June, the sterling ink. So it did just arrive. It did take a while because I believe everybody's making Tomoe River planners this year, and the manufacturers are kind of running out of paper. But I will share with you what I am not keeping. So I did get 2 B6 and 2 weeks and 2 passports. Now the 2 passports, they are different layouts, and then the 2 weeks are also different layouts. So I got one horizontal and one vertical, and the B6 is basically the same layout. I actually did get a B6 for 2023, but I only used it for like a week and I actually didn't finish using it. So here is the passport. So I'm going to show you the one that I am not keeping, hence I've kept them in my packaging. So this is, her planners are also really beautiful. This is the caramel color, I believe it's called. Yes. And this is the passport. So you have goals, someday, 1 day, 1 year, all that type of good stuff. You have your quarterly, and then you have your quarterly perpetual calendar. You have this layout is a little different than the one that I showed you from Papertess. You have your monthly. The passport's super cute if you like really tiny little planner. And this is the layout. This is the horizontal. And I just chose not to keep this one because I actually have one very similar to this, which is the Nolte. I believe it's called the Nolte 1188. So I'm keeping that one, and this one's just a little bit bigger. If you have bigger handwriting, it is perfectly fine. So this is the horizontal layout. And let me show you the weeks. The weeks is, again, it's the horizontal layout. This is in that blue, which is called, I don't know what it's called. It's that really pretty blue. I think she calls this one the N2 maybe. And again, this is the week's layout, or the week's size. She did have a lot of sizes this year. So you have, again, the same thing, Q1, Q1, and they're broken into 4 quarters. And you have your monthly, and then you have your weeklies this way. And this is very much like the Hobonichi weeks. And I will say this is more useful in space-wise, because Hobonichi weeks generally has, let me pull up my Hobonichi weeks. This is just a standard one. If you remember, Hobonichi week has these quotes that we always end up covering anyway. So she doesn't have that. So all your columns generally looks like you have a little bit more space for writing. Her paper is definitely whiter, which some people love. I don't mind the cream, so it doesn't bother me. But yeah, this is definitely, I feel it's thicker, but at least this one feels lighter. So I am not keeping this one because I have the weeks, so it's essentially identical. So I am not keeping this one. So that's one. And then your B6 is her standard B6. And this is also in, oh, this is called Mist. That's what it is. The blue is called Mist. So this is the one that I had last year, but I also really didn't go through or finish using it. And it is this type of time weekly. So you have the same thing. You have your quarterly broken up. Then you have your monthly. And then you have the timed weeks. And you have a bunch of blank pages. This is the compact, so there's actually half of the blank pages. I think partially why I didn't really finish using this year is because there was just way too much like blank pages. So if I am comparing the compact to the Papertess is definitely a lot thicker. But I really love this layout. So that is why I am keeping one of my B6 from Sterling Ink, just in case. But these two colors look really cute together. So I decided not to keep the blue. Now these are the Sterling Inks that I decided to keep, and they are all three of the same layout. Basically they are the horizontal, which is the same as the B6. So this is the Mist, the forest color, which is the green. You can see that here. It kind of looks black, but it's green. And I want this layout for a passport because I actually don't have one this way. That is why I decided to keep this one. And I just thought this is super cute. So the front is the same as the previous, is just this is timed from 6 to 12, and then you still have a little space on the back, on the bottom. And you have the same with the weeks. This one is Onyx, which is black and has the gold edge. And I, again, wanted to keep this one, even though I have a week, is because I like this layout and I wanted to see how this works using the week's layout. So it's essentially almost the same with the regular Hobonichi, not compared to the sneaker. So the size wise it's the same. I kind of wanted to try out this layout, so this is why I got this one, and this is the one that I decided to keep. And then I also am keeping this B6. It is going to be the same layout, but it is going to be in this brown color, and it's the same layout. I believe the B6 is only one layout, so, or at least that's what I got anyway. So this is why I want this one. Why at least why I want to keep this one. So again, this is the compact, so it doesn't have as many pages as the one before. So yep, I will be sitting today and figuring out exactly which planners that I will be really using in my rotation, and I will share that again. But some of them is just for fun and just for play. I treat some planners like, you know, you would treat a handbag or a purse or a pair of shoes, that you kind of want multiple just to kind of toss around or play around and change it up. So this particular one probably will be one of them. I will always have one main planner, and my main planner this year was my Papertess. I know, it's kind of shocking what I did to my VDS cover. So this was my catch-all planner. It's something that I reach for every single day. So this, and I will have to figure out which one would be my catch-all planner for 2024 and what I kind of want to use my planners for. So, and I say planners because I do have a lot, and I also have a few fun ones that it's not worthy to showing because they're really more just for fun. So, and that is pretty much it, guys. Hopefully I will get this sorted, and then I'll share with you how I plan on using them in my next video. Thank you for watching.